It's Wednesday, November 26, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. In case I don't get a chance tomorrow, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We truly are blessed, especially if you have your health. You're very, very blessed. Think about all the people that are in hospitals right now that are extremely ill. Every one of those people would give every penny they had to trade with you just to get out of that hospital and be healthy. We're so blessed. We take so much for granted, and we're ungrateful for the things we don't have when we should be thankful for the things we do have. And again, if you have your health, you are so wealthy. You are so blessed. If you had a meal today, if you have a roof over your head, you're extremely blessed. If you have family, friends, a good church, you're even more blessed. So take the time to thank God for what you have. Enjoy this coming Thanksgiving with family and friends, and be extremely thankful for what you have, because it can be taken away from you in a split second. And a lot of people are going to find that out, I believe, in 2026. I think that a lot of people are going to lose a lot in 2026. And if you have your health, if you have some wealth, if you have a roof over your head, please be thankful and give God the glory for what you have, and be praying that He protects you and gives you guidance for what is coming. I've got some articles here I want to share with everybody. Nothing really in order, but just stuff that I think gives us all something to think about. And this first one: why are the elite moving into high security fortress communities? Very, very interesting. And these do exist. There was one in the desert many, many years ago. I don't know if it's still as high security as it once was, but this is for the ultra, ultra rich people that are worth, hundreds of millions of dollars to billions of dollars. Why are people, and they're becoming more trendy now. This is more popular now than ever. So why are these communities becoming so trendy? It's because the elite realize where all of this is going, while the average American, the public, for the most part, really does not. They're still going to the football games. They're still taking their little weekend trips to Las Vegas, slapping it all on their credit cards. They're still doom spending. They're going to go deeper into debt this Christmas to buy garbage at Walmart to give to somebody that doesn't even care. The elite, these people got wealthy not because they're dumb, because they're paying attention, they're smart, and let's face it, you may not like them, but many of them are walking the walk, and they're preparing, and they're buying fortresses in these type of communities. In the article, it mentions a community in Delray Beach, Florida, known as Stone Creek Ranch. It's become extremely trendy among the elite for one particular reason. What's that reason? Heavily armed security units which patrol the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is not even 40 luxury homes in this community. No beaches, no nightlife, no glitzy shopping, according to this article. It has one luxury: a team of armed professionals who watch over the community 24 hours a day. And these people want to feel safe. They want their families to be safe. They want their assets to be safe. And they know, they're watching right now society breaking apart, tearing apart, ripping apart at the seams. They're watching the violence on television, on the news, just like you are watching it. I'm watching it. Many of you are seeing it firsthand in person. If you live in a big city, you've seen it in person. And these people are watching it. They have friends all over the world. They travel all over the country, all over the world. They know what's happening right now, and they see what is coming. So they're investing tens of millions of dollars in these fortresses, in these communities, to be safe. And you can bet many of them have their own security details at their own home on top of what the community has. So it's another layer. So this is a luxury now, and people are spending a lot of money. It says here, Mark Wahlberg just dropped $37 million on a home in this development. And if people have the money, they will spend it for the security, the safety for themselves and for their families. Here's another one: Indian Creek, another community in South Florida, includes residents Tom Brady, Jeff Bezos, also known as Billionaire Bunker. 89 residents, 19 officers. Think about that. 89 people live in the entire community with 19 officers patrolling, background of tactical operations, armed with fully automatic weapons, it says. Also features a Israeli-designed radar system. So people can laugh at you because, oh, you have some emergency food put away, you go, you train, you've added some skills, you're aware of what's going on, you've taken some precautions, and people go, oh man, you're a doom and gloomer, you're out of your mind, you're so extreme. Look at what these people are doing. They're putting their money where their mouth is. And it's a reminder to all of us that maybe we're not worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, but we can be taking some amount of money and be adding to our skills, adding, some type of security to our homes, some type of training, doing something, putting more food away, something we could be doing instead of nothing, instead of, watching games, taking weekend trips, doom spending, going deeper into debt. We need to be preparing. These people are doing what we talk about every day, but they're doing it to the next level. The elites see what's happening in the real world, and they see what you and I are seeing. People are falling behind. People are getting desperate. And as people get more and more desperate, they're going to do more desperate things. People are falling behind on the utility bills. They're falling behind on the credit card payments. They're falling behind on the car payments. Repos are through the roof. People are drowning in debt. And these people cannot relocate to a better place or a more secure place for their family. This now is a pipe dream for millions of people. As I've said for a while, it's too late already for millions of people to even prepare because they've already lost the jobs. They've already gone through their savings account. They've already tapped into their retirement money. They've got nothing left. And people are going to get really angry. They're going to get real hungry. And the elite, the people with the deep pockets, the big money, they already see what's coming. And this is why they bought the islands, the bunkers. They're living in these fortresses, in these communities, with tactical officers around the clock. And look, I get it. Nothing's a guarantee, but these people at least have a plan. I got to give them credit. They at least have a plan. They're paying attention. They're not going, oh, this is just, doom and gloom. No, they're preparing because they know the doom and gloom is very, very real. They understand that America is turning into a welfare state and the middle class is being decimated. So the welfare state now is taking over, middle class decimated. All the good jobs now have been exported to other countries. And we're all just riding on hopium that something's going to change, that somehow this is going to be avoided. This catastrophe with the economy is going to be avoided with hopium. Good luck and God bless, ladies and gentlemen, with that strategy. We are past the point of no return. I think 95% of us now can admit that. I was trying to be optimistic a while back that maybe it could be turned around, but I see no chance of that happening now. I think it's going to get much, much worse, and I would definitely buckle up for 2026. Watch what the central banks are doing. They're buying boatloads of gold, yet we're being told that, oh, it's a barbarous relic. You don't want that. My financial planner told me, now, maybe 5-10%. Your financial planner makes no money with gold. And your financial planner is wrong with 5 to 10%. Look at what gold and silver are doing yet again today. Need I say more? The people who've been buying this over the last 10 years have been doing incredibly well. You're outperforming the markets, and you have a real hard, tangible asset that is valuable anywhere in the world with a 5,000-year history. And if you need some gold or silver, go to my link down below. Not financial advice, but if you need gold or silver, 1 ounce, 100 ounce, 1,000 ounces, whatever you need, go to my link down below, ST Bullion. They will take great care of you. There's never been a more important time to be owning this stuff right now. You need to be doing what the central banks are doing. You need to be doing what the elite are doing. This is the mindset you have to have right now. You have to have the elite mindset. You need to be your own central bank. You need to be your own security. You need to be ready to be on your own. These people are ready. They are getting ready right now, and many of them are ready. The middle class is cracking the hedge today. I mean, these articles, it's all about the middle class. It's about the poor. The middle class and the poor are just going to get absolutely decimated. They're getting decimated right now, year after year after year. It just keeps getting worse. The middle class just keeps shrinking. Poor just keeps expanding. We see more and more poverty in America. Middle class shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. Here's what the minimum requirements are, according to this article, to be middle class. Health insurance without multi-$1,000 deductible. 2, significant equity in your home, 25 to 50%. Do you have 25 to 50% equity in your home? Being able to save at least 6% of your income. We know, I think the savings rate right now is around 4% overall. Significant retirement funds. We know that the majority of Americans have absolutely no money for retirement or very little. Ability to service all debt over the medium term if one of the primary household wage earners loses their job. If your husband or wife lost their job, could you survive? How long? Reliable cars for each wage earner. No one in the household taking government assistance. Number 8, a percentage of paper, not real estate. Hard assets such as family heirlooms, precious metals, tools, etc., that can be transferred to the next generation. It's called generational wealth. 9, the ability to invest in your offspring, to give them an education, to give them skills, to give them training, etc. 10, leisure time devoted to your physical, spiritual, and mental fitness. This stuff is really, really important. And be adding to your skills to be able to protect yourself. All your kids should have defensive skills. Your kids should know how to protect themselves. This is an asset that if you give your kids now, they will take this through their entire life. 11, continued accumulation of human and social capital, skills. Adding skills. We can all be adding some type of skill in our life right now. Another one, growing your network of friends. We talk about it all the time. Have a strong circle of friends. You don't have to have a huge circle of friends, but the friends that you do have, make sure that they're solid. Make sure they're lions. Make sure they have your back. Too many people, too many of your friends are mooches. They're users. Oh, I'm going to go to your house when it gets bad so you can protect me and give me your food. Those aren't the kind of friends you want to be hanging out with. Time to find some new friends, ladies and gentlemen. 12, family ownership of income-producing assets such as rental properties. It says here bonds, family-owned businesses. That one, I think you could argue a little bit, especially bonds. Minimum income to be considered middle wage, $140,000. That's the household income now, it says in this article, to be considered middle class. $140,000. I remember when a household was pulling down a hundo, you were doing very, very well. Now, $140,000? The middle class is cracking, it says, and the everything bubble hasn't even started to pop yet. Imagine what this is going to look like, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to start thinking outside of the box. You've got to start looking ahead to where this is all going. You've got to start connecting the dots. Once this thing does pop, job losses are going to accelerate, and in return, income will be reduced and spending stops, the economy comes to a halt, and then more job losses will happen. It will trigger more job losses, and the economy will go down even faster. Why? Because people don't have jobs, they don't have money. They're not going to go out and spend. People will lose houses, they're going to lose cars. Who's going to buy all of this stuff? I think it's very likely you're going to see a great deal of deflation take place in America because there's going to be a lot of cars and a lot of houses. I think it's going to be a combination where you're going to see inflation and deflation, cars, houses dropping, gold, silver going way up, stock market coming way down, food prices probably going up. I mean, it's going to be really something we've never really seen before. Chicago manufacturing PMI plunges in November to 36.3. They were expecting it to be 43.6. Way off. Not a good sign. Gold is breaking historical norms. UBS sees $5,000 gold in 2026. As I make this video right now today, gold is up over $38 an ounce. Silver right now up $1.82, sitting at $53.41 an ounce. I think this is just the beginning. I don't know. I don't know, but I just don't see things getting better. And if things get worse, what does that mean for gold and silver? I don't see the debt coming down, national or global. I don't see the wars stopping, even though we're hearing about peace, and I pray to God that happens. I see society continuing to break apart. I see people that owe so much money on their credit cards, student loan debt, autos, cars. This is just a disaster. So this is going to put a lot of pressure also on the US dollar with the BRICS, the debt, inflation. So what does this mean for gold and silver? It means this is just the beginning. I think this is just the beginning. And I personally think that there's a lot of people out there now that regret that they weren't buying gold and silver over the last few years. And of course, now they lash out that you shouldn't be buying it and that I shouldn't even be talking about it, which is pretty funny. I'm going to talk about it pretty much daily now because it's such an important part of my portfolio, my life, my survival, my family's survival. You need real money. And people who just think like, oh, you don't need money, money's going to be worthless. Please tell me a time in history in 5,000 years of history when money was worthless. Paper money was, fiat, monopoly money was worthless, but you tell me a time when gold and silver was worthless. There's not a farmer out here in Alabama that's not going to take gold or silver for food, period. You can go anywhere in the world and people know what an ounce of gold, what an ounce of silver is, and they know it's worth something. You can't say that for a crypto. You can't say that for a fiat currency. There's no fiat currency that has ever survived today for more than a couple hundred years, basically. The US dollar is on its last leg, and maybe it'll survive, but it'll survive like a peso or a third world currency. I mean, I don't know what's the longest going currency? Maybe a few hundred years. I don't know offhand. Comment down below if you do. But I know two of them that are 5,000 years old, gold and silver, that are still here, and I think they're going to play a very, very important role in what is coming. And currency, money, purchasing power, BRICS nations, all of that. I think gold and silver are going to play an enormous, enormous role. AI, it's going to play a very, very important role. And if you don't have this stuff, you're going to lose a lot of purchasing power, in my opinion. And I know there's still people out there that believe crypto is the way to go. Crypto, digits on a screen, made up money out of thin air. By all means, you can go ahead and gamble. Nothing wrong with gambling. Just remember, as long as you can afford to lose it, it's all good. But if you can't afford to lose this money, you better be very, very careful out there where you're putting your money, the people you're listening to, the advice that you're taking. I will say over the years, I've never advised people to do anything that I didn't do or had not already done or wasn't doing presently. I see a lot of people out there selling people courses and scams and these fly-by-night junior mining stocks. And not to say that the junior miners aren't going to do well, but you better really know what you're doing if you're playing mining stocks, especially junior mining stocks. Extremely risky. If you can afford to lose money and gamble, some of them are going to do 10x, 100x, maybe even 1,000x. But which ones? People out there pump this stuff up, and they have no idea what they're talking about. They're getting paid to pump something up and paid to sell something that they have no idea what they're selling. They just want to make a quick buck and need you to buy it. So be careful with this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And not to say that there's not good junior mining stocks out there. There's going to be some that do very, very well. But be very, very careful. People have agendas. People sell out for money. And you're going to see more people selling out because they're desperate for money now. So they are going to sell whatever they can sell and hope that there's a sucker to buy it. And I'm not saying that people that are selling stuff are bad, because there's some good stuff out there. There's good courses out there. There's excellent junior mining stocks out there, but there's also more bad than good. So be careful. I'm going to leave it there today. Please, if you would, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on any of these articles I shared today. Let me know what you think about how the elite are preparing and where they're moving to. And let me ask you, how are you preparing? What have you done to prepare? Again, I watch a lot of videos, I watch a lot of news, and people seem to know what's happening, but most of them aren't doing anything about it. You have to ask yourself, what are you actually doing? What did you do today or this week to put the odds in your favor a little bit more? Did you get to the range? Were you in jiu-jitsu? Did you box a little bit? Did you go to a tactical class? Did you, put a little emergency food away? Did you get some more canned food? Do not buy Campbell's soup. If you're buying canned food, stay away from Campbell's. That stuff is poison. Most of you have been watching the news about that. Garbage. Do not support Campbell's at all. But be putting some canned food away. Be putting emergency food away. Be putting barterable items away. Be putting some gold and silver away. Even be putting some cash away. You still need some cash. So there's a variety of things we can all be doing, even if it's a little. Even if you went to the store tonight and bought 10 cans of food and just put it away, that's 10 more cans than you had before. If you put a case of water away, it's one more case of water, one more case than you had than before. So there's always a little bit of something. And if you keep doing a little bit, it starts adding up to a lot more resources. If you're training a little bit and you train an extra day, you're going to get more results. You're going to get in better shape. You're going to get more skills. And I believe that if you're training, make sure your training has utility. Make sure it has a purpose. Make sure you have defensive skills. And your kids, very, very important stuff. Anyways, I don't want to sit here and rant. Leave me a comment. Have a great Thanksgiving. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, I will try to check in tomorrow. But if I don't, have a great Thanksgiving. God bless all of you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for spending the time. I really do appreciate it. Have a good night.